This morning we're going to make homemade donuts. I haven't made homemade donuts in a very long time. Here is my recipe. And you can see how yellow it is. That's how long it's been since I've made homemade donuts. But I used to make them, take them to church functions. I never took one home. They were good. So let's just hope we can make good ones this morning. Lisa's already anticipating donuts. So we're going to get started here to make the batter. It doesn't say how many this makes, but this recipe, I decided to make a double recipe because all the family is out working at Aunt Lydia's house. So they'll want donuts when they get back. So the first thing we do is scald the milk, and we're going to put, since I've doubling, instead of a half a cup of milk, I'm going to put a whole cup of milk. I'm going to put this in the microwave. The old folks would put it on the stove, but I don't have to do that. We'll pour our milk into the bowl. And we're going to put, it says 1 cake, but 1 cake is 2½ teaspoons, so I'm doubling it, it's going to be 5 teaspoons. In the old days, it came in a little square cake wrapped in paper. 1 teaspoon, yeah. Okay. I'm going to have 5 of these. I'm going to have to put this on the shopping list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 tablespoons, that would be 8 tablespoons of sugar. Tablespoons of sugar. And 2 teaspoons, that'd be 4 teaspoons of salt. That's a lot of salt. I put scant, if you know what scant means. Scant means just shy, not quite full of salt, because that seemed like a lot of salt to me. Okay. Calls for 1 egg, but I'm going to put 2 because I'm doubling. Now we pour in the yeast and water. That egg is going to beaten up good. putting in flour. It says to put 3.5 to 4 cups of flour, but I'm not gonna go by the measure. I'm just gonna put in, it calls for a soft dough. So we're gonna put in flour a little at a time, mix it till I have a soft dough. I'm used to doing this with the electric mixer. Well, I haven't made it for donuts, but anyway, this is the way the old folks made them. I've got another recipe for donuts. I used to work in a bank, and there was a couple. They didn't work at the bank. They just, people of the town, liked to make donuts. And they would make these French donuts, once a month. And it took both of them. It was a really intensive workout. And they would bring them to the bank. And I tell you, there was a lot of people that were looking forward to that day that they would bring the donuts. But I don't have anybody to help me make those. I've never made them because of that, because it takes 2 people. And so I've never tried making them, but I have the recipe. And they made very, very good donuts. Okay, that's a little too soft. You can't work it with your hands. So we're gonna have to put a little more flour. I know it gets stiff to be. When I make the donuts, I will put a donut on each one of those pieces of parchment. That way it helps you to take that risen donut to the pot of hot water, hot grease, and get it in there before it falls. So that's the purpose of that. We're going to work this down now, and we'll put it down on the in the bowl, and we're gonna let it rise another, at least about 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to call this risen enough because I'm having trouble with it rising today because this house is so cold. And I tried putting it in a warm oven, and that didn't work very well. So I took it out on the hot porch for a little bit. I'm smushing it out so we can make donut shapes. I'm using a glass because I don't have my cutter here. And I'm makeshift. I've got a little syringe kind of, and I'm gonna make a hole in the middle. But you know, that donut is too thick. Got to roll it out a little more. Oh, I better turn on the grease. I'm saving the holes for, that's what the kids like. And that's what you should give them, because they sometimes waste a donut. They don't eat it all. This works perfect. We're going to put donut holes in now, very carefully. See, that one wasn't carefully. I'm going to now bread these, or sugar these donut holes. Sugaring it with powdered sugar. Okay, this is about the extent of what needs to be said, because this is it. Once you put the powdered sugar on, they're ready to eat. And we won't make the video any longer, because there's nothing more to learn. Okay? So, see you next time. I'm not sure what we'll do next time, but we'll do something. Bye.